Future news, brothers and sisters. Suleiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant. Break us seven seals. I'm gonna have some trouble with my voice. My equipment, everything is. Ooh. Resistance is proof of progress, of success. Right? Remember that. Resistance is not bad. Resistance is proof of growth. Because in our world, growth for some means death of others. How do we live? Off of the death of plant life, the death of animals. They don't like that. That's a basic concept right there. We live off the death of others, of other living things that's inferior to us. Think about that. We deem them inferior so that we can consume them, and that's how we live off the death of other living things that we designate as inferior. And that knowledge was knowledge that Adam employed to become great and powerful by designating us and all people as inferior and edible and usable. Three-fifths human. I can't get that point over to you clear enough, brothers and sisters. They had nothing. They were in Europe with nothing. And once that designation, they was given power to gun, the power to enforce. That power was given to them. It was on their own. Because it says God gave them power. He says, okay, I'll put a new rule in the earth. Well, yeah, he has to have power to enforce his rule. So someone gave it to him. Right? It's not like all the other nations, didn't have that technology, but didn't use it that particular way. Anyway, is the gun and the ideology that they were superior is built into their idea of evolution is built in. This is not accident, brothers and sisters. See, it's built into their science because they got a backwards idea of evolution that allows them to be superior. Because if you study evolution, understand what it means, it says the last is the best and the first is the worst. Because you evolving from A to Z. So Z, right? You get T evolved to U. Let me get this right. UT, UV, U evolved to V, V evolved to W, so forth, right? But if you're still a T, that means you're not involved anymore. That means you're stuck there because you didn't evolve to it. So, and you see T, those things didn't evolve. They're animals. That's what definition of animals, the ones not evolving. So when they say, they laugh at you, say, yeah, we originally the black people. Well, according to evolution, that means you just next to the apes because they said, that's what they say. Look at that chart. The apes, then you, then them. So the animals, because they stopped evolving. They're not evolving anymore. They're still apes, right? Because devils, they used to be apes, but they evolved past that. See? And they used to be black, but they evolved past that. They said, like in Africa, they said used to be black, but black still, they didn't evolve anymore. But they kept on evolving. So by definition, anything is not evolving, it's animal. And once they made that designation, and with the force of the gun, they was able to become powerful. Because everything that we had belonged to them, because we were just animals. If you go to an island, and the island is controlled by monkeys, you don't say, oh man, I can't mess with the island, the monkeys control it. No, it's yours. Because they're just animals. And you eat them too. Do you understand that concept? Everything was because they wasn't poor. But if they say everything is animal and they can enforce that idea, that means everything animals has belongs to them. So now they control all the planet, including us. Do you understand what happened there? That was allowed to happen. Okay? But you don't understand it. And now you find these Negro busts, most of them are demons, they love devils. And they don't understand. These devils think of them as pets. Look how they treat their dogs. They treat dogs like human. They treat dogs like almost, remember doing in the field, they treat dogs better than you. You still just a pet to them. I don't care if you marry them or whatever, you still a pet to them. And you piss them off, they call 911 and they come and bust your ass, and you know it. You don't get it. You won't get it in a minute because they're going to be totally exposed. That keeps them in power. Now remember, once you make that designation, you got to hold on to it. Because if you abandon it, then you lose power. Your power goes away immediately. Immediately. You say, oh no, everybody's human. That means you can't control their land no more. You can't control them. You can't eat them anymore. You become instantly poor. That means they have not abandoned it. They just take and find out ways. It's just like a tiger. Right? You got to find ways to cage that tiger, to put leash, things to control them. To keep them under control. And they got all kinds of means to control you. And the more intelligent the being you're trying to control, the more solid you got to be about your controls. You understand? I mean, look at dogs. Dogs can kill you. But they got ways to control dogs, so dogs don't do that. Because dogs are animals, and they will attack you. They have been known to do it. And that way, they have to keep us tame, so we don't attack them, because we got good reason to do it. See, we for all our animals, because we got memory, and we got history, and we know what you did, and we know we justify in attacking you. So therefore, they have to find ways to make sure that doesn't happen. And the main thing is to take your memory away. About what? Oh, that's a theory. Or it never happened. Don't teach it. And then they got you on TV every advertisement. Or they got a black and white person together. Or we love each other now. And look at their policies. Even got a devil. I saw this presentation on YouTube. Even the devil is saying all these policies they have is against you, but they got it in such a way that you can't see it. Like so-called Black Caucus, they voted on that 3 strikes law thing. Yeah, we gotta stop crime. No, who was put in jail? You. So-called drug war, you. So-called AIDS, you. All is aimed at you. And then I found that COVID thing was aimed at you too. That's why they kept it quiet. They kept on the low. And now you don't know. Your grandson, grandchild, right, might jump up, may come out looking like a monkey. It tells you a monkey, because that thing is messing with your DNA. Say thinking long term, because if they know what time it is, if they're gonna be destroyed, they want to go to their grave saying, "Okay, yeah, they got us, man." But watch that 3rd generation. When all their children come up looking like monkeys. See? And you think this is a joke. It ain't. You're going to find out in a minute. See? But I'm talking about the quantum zone. See, this requires... I'm going to talk... My subject is faith. I'm talking about the quantum zone yesterday night. I think I covered it, but I don't... I can't really trust people to tell me they get it because, a lot of people just don't, how people are. They won't speak up. They won't say they don't know something because they feel that you're going to think they're stupid. I always had all that attitude. If I know something, I don't care if you thought I was stupid or not, because I know once I got that knowledge, I wasn't stupid anymore. But if I just walk around and pretend I'm not stupid, I am stupid, ain't I? And I know I'm stupid. Like I said, that first job I had, right? Slave. Remember, you used to call that the slave, and they get nice smart. Now you call yourself an employee, call it a job, right? The first one after got Elijah, departed. I was working at Montgomery Ward's in Chicago, and you with this program. That's a long story, right? And like computer program, and I maxed it. And I got here, right? And they had a few blacks there, right? But they had that computer room, right? The big old people there, computer experts and all that kind of stuff, right? And they got a few blacks in because this program, the Urban League, they had. It's a long story. I don't want to go into it. So I got there, right? And they had to do cubicles, and the cubicles were no higher than your breast, right? So everybody can see everybody stand up. You should see everybody, right? And it's a big floor, maybe 50, maybe 100 cubicles. All the people working right on programs and carrying on. And so, being a rookie, he had questions, right? And so we go ask one of these white folks a question. Hey, me don't know that. Or they'd loud talk you. Him all over the floor. They would stand up so everybody would see. That's they do you. That's they do to black folks, right? Because they didn't want you to begin with. And other black folks, they was intimidated by that. They wouldn't ask questions. Needless to say, they was going after about 6 months. They was all going because they needed answers. And they wasn't getting them because they were scared to ask questions. Me, you can front me off all you want. Yeah, man. Yeah, okay. Just give me the answer question. After 6 months, I knew more than they knew because I knew my question answered. I knew they was asking me questions. So you make a fool out of me, I make a fool of you at the end. Because, so I wasn't intimidated by that. I don't know something, I ask. And you may look stupid, but the point is, first of all, don't ask stupid questions. But sometimes you don't know this question is stupid or not, but then once you answer it, then you realize, hey, man, you'll make that mistake again. Right? Anyway. So, on this quantum zone, this requires a degree of faith. I want to talk about faith, but it requires, like the Quran says, I love the patient. And quantum zone is all about patience. See, because some people want instant gratification. See, that's like what's the word? Fluid. Something's fluid, right? It's flowing, constant. Fluid. You pour water, it's flowing, constant. It's not drip, drip, drip. See, if it drips, drip, that's quantum. One piece, then there's another piece, that's quantum. But if it's just flowing, that's not quantum. That's a better idea of what quantum is. Fluid is not quantum. See, energy is like fluid. It's just all over the place. Right? But quantum is like drip and drip, drip. There's a time lap in between each instant and instant. Put it that way. If you look at quantum in terms of time, right? So our people are taught fluid. Oh man, if it don't happen, instant gratification. That's what you see all over the news. They do it intentionally. Instant gratification. See? Instant, right away. You got to get a result right away. That's not what the Quran teaches. That's not what the scriptures teaches. Quantum zone. Patience. Instant gratification. Instant gratification come and go. Like marriage. Come and go. Instant divorces. See? But quantum means you take it slowly, build your situation up. Take time. Right? The more time you put in it, the better it is. See? And then you got it. So it takes a period of time. Then you go to the next. But you build firm, strong structures. The devil's not building firm, strong structures. That's why stuff's always changing all the time. I mean, I'm telling you. It's almost impossible to live in this side. Stuff's changing all the time. I mean, I bought this tablet from this company. I can say what company it was, right? I had a tablet, and I don't want to get into that, but I was really angry about what happened. It got wet, and I don't know how I'm not going to go into it. The tablet was perfectly fine. I used it for years. And so I had to get it known. So I went back to that company, right? And And I got a tablet that's pretty much the same one I had before, right? And within, I mean, I couldn't get the thing to work. I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't do. So what the hell's going on here? And I'm an IT person. I was getting pissed. I spent an hour trying to figure out. I couldn't restart it. I couldn't turn off anything, right? And I don't get into AI stuff. I don't touch it because they want you to get into that instant gratification again, and they're using that to track you and get information from you and all kinds of stuff. I don't touch the AI stuff. See, I know more about it than maybe you. You want to get into that stuff? Go ahead. I don't touch it. So this voice kept coming up, AI, can I help you? And I mean, you get it on Facebook now. You got to understand. I never asked that damn thing a damn thing. I would like to tell her to get the hell off my page. And so I said, let me. I said, so I just spoke to it. I says, we start the phone. We start the tablet. I said, okay, we start the tablet. We started the damn tablet. I said, what the hell? Oh, then I got angry. Because I said, well, first of all, they didn't put that in the instruction. They didn't tell. So that's how you turn it off. I mean, I'm pressing all these buttons and everything else, and nothing working. And when we started, I said, how am I going to turn my damn thing off? So I had to call the company, right? Eventually, I called them and cursed them out. I did. I mean, well, limited cursed out, but you know what I'm talking about. I was pissed off. There I go. But I was. I said, and I'm saying I'm an IT person. I said, and I tell you, these devils, you think they're so smart. No, they're smarter than you as far as math, because they got math, you don't have it. But intelligence-wise, they're not. Because part of when I was a contractor, right, in my business, but part of it, they would bring me on to fix their programs these white boys wrote. And you look at this stuff and say, man, this is amazing. How do they write this stuff so stupid? It's so stupid. See? But that's, and they change, they think that's cool. And then I went and bought a flat screen. That flat screen I had for years, all of a sudden just wouldn't work anymore. So I bought a flat screen. Right? So I'm gonna get a cheap one, right? I got one from the store. It's something like what you call it, Samsung, whatever, Sam's Club, store, something like that, right? And so I said, I'm gonna give me a cheap. I got a display model, and it was a big one. It was new, and it was very reasonable cost because it was a display model. But then after about 2 weeks, they just couldn't connect to the internet. So I rushed it back. I got another one, and they tell me, hey, it's just $20 more. I said, well, you didn't tell me to begin with. That's no story. So I get the damn thing home, and I can't work the damn thing. I mean, the remote is like, you got to be Einstein to figure that thing. I said, why they do this stupid stuff? Because, that's the way they are. They ain't smart as you think. That's why right now they're doing stuff that don't make any sense. The world, right? It don't make sense to you. It makes sense to them. But I'm saying a lot of stuff they're doing just totally ignorant. You'll see in a minute anyway. I just figured I'd mention that. But the quantum zone is something that, see, they teach you instant gratification. And so if it's not instantly gratified, right? Like you're married, and all of a sudden, man, you got to be rich. Husband got to take care of you. I mean, a lot of females think that way. You put that ring on their finger, and boy, and I'm not putting out sisters. I ain't putting out females, but a lot of them, once you put that ring on their finger, they figure own you. Yeah, they figure you're supposed to put them in heaven. And if they don't have instant gratification, if heaven ain't there and everything is working, there's something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with them. Something wrong with you. You working hard enough or something. So a lot of them think that way. And then a lot of guys think that way too, in other respects. Instant gratification. And that's not what the quantum zone is about. Quantum zone is about building something. Take your time and build it. And sacrifice. That's why I say you think you get to the garden without making sacrifice and all the problems you're going to have? So if you won't enter, because if it ain't working all right to begin with, I don't want to mess with it. It gets back to the same thing. If I first sign of resistance, I'm out of here. People think that way. They've been taught to think that way. They get on the news, they get in the media, They get on the movies, everything. Instant gratification. Everything's got to be fine, work out. See? You get married, man, everything's got to be mansion and all stuff because ain't got to take a sacrifice for years and work and take care of children. All it ain't about that. And children too old. The children, they really bad with that since Cosby came along. Because once you got to give them a Porsche, you got to give them all you got to do. I mean, constantly you got to give them things because that's where love is based on. You doing things for them. It's not like you discipline them and tell them no. You got to down. I mean, again, I got children, right? And I'm not going into details, right? But I got one that person instant gratification that had several marriages and everything else. And I keep trying to tell them, just slow down. I told them when they was young, I said, just take your time. I said, don't do this. Don't rush. And failure after failure after failure after failure. Because look for instant gratification. And so I've been talking in that sense about the quantum zone. Because the quantum zone means, right? You take time. The more time you take to build something, the stronger it's going to be. Like we plant trees. You plant trees or you plant daffodils. Which thing's going to last longer? One be pretty, another one. But don't last long, does it? And look what all you can do with a tree. See, let's get to, I'm going to get more into the quantum zone as we move on. But quantum zone is what the scripture's about. See, they don't tell you that way because you never heard of quantum zone anyway. You don't know what the quantum is. And science, right, that gets to another science, but it still means the same thing. And if you understand it, I'm not going to the science side of it. Well, I mean, from the physics side, but I'm talking science side right now. That's where life is. See? Because everybody gets the same amount of energy. I keep saying that. So what you going to use yours to party all the time? So you don't have nothing. Or you're going to take your time and build something. You're going to put the parties aside. You're going to study. You're going to do this and everything else, right? By the time you get 20, 25 years old, man, you steady. You knowledgeable. You got this. You got, you stay. Or you can be 20 years old and still a bum. Don't know any damn thing. But you've been partying. You've been instant, having a good time. Quantum zone means patience. That's what the Quran says. Allah loves the patient. Patient, steady, working steady, building things, sacrificing. See? And that's what the Holocaust was. That's the quantum zone. 40 years in the quantum zone. Just patience laying there, taking it. And nobody else wanted to do it. Look at the Arabs. They went to fluid. Oh, we're going to turn white like them. We ain't going to go through. We ain't going to sacrifice anything. That's the jinn. We ain't doing none of this stuff, man. We're going to continue like we was. Do it. What's wrong with that? So I'm telling the quantum zone a different way. See, so we took it head on. We said we're gonna sacrifice everything. And we did. Now it's time to reap the reward. Quantum zone. See, patience. Take your time. Build something. You don't see it right away. Reward right away. No. Because the reward is in your patience, right? And your sacrifice. And the more you patient, more sacrifice you are, the bigger the reward. But that takes time. That means the more time you put in it. That means you ain't going to see anything. Because you invest in. When you invest in, you ain't seeing anything. And then once you say, okay, I've invested enough, now you see. So if it took a year, then you're going to see results from a year. If you see 2 years, you're going to see results from 2 years or 3 years. It's like the angel says, it'll be 30-some years before you see a result. 30 years. But you got to keep doing the work for 30 years. And then all of a sudden, you're going to see this great result. Because that's the quantum mechanics, right? Of bringing, that's what it said. Son of Man prophesies. Did he tell you how long he prophesied? He said he had to prophesize. And then they came together. Did he tell you how long he prophesied? I'm going to get in that in a minute. Because that's what he prophesied with the angel. It tells you what he baptized them with. He baptized with fire and the spirit, the angel. So he had to be preaching the angel. And it says preaching into what? How you know it's 30-some years? You know it's at least 76 years. How you know that? Right? If he started preaching it when he was conceived, right? But you could narrow it down. It would have to be after during Elijah's during the time with Elijah. It had to be after that. That'd be 1970s. Right? But he would be preaching it all the way up until their destruction. You understand? So that's the patience that we require, right? And the effort, like the walls of Jericho. See, it took 7 days. Everybody said, "Hey man, we've been doing it for 7 days, man. After 6 days, we in the 6 days, it didn't happen." No, it was. Excuse me, my voice. Slow, 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 right? And it would take 7 days to do it. See? But they didn't know that. They'd have faith in that, right? But if people have 6 days, man, we ain't none have 5, none have 6 days, see? Because it took 7 days to do it. See? Boom, boom, boom. And so how much time it says priesthood, see? There's nothing here right there. It says they wouldn't wait. He would preach until the four winds blow. But when the four winds would blow, hint, hint, when the four winds blow, when Jerusalem was taken down, 2024, 76 years. All little hints there. We're going to talk about that in a minute, brothers and sisters. Okay? Let's see. I want to mention something else first. Let me check something here, brothers and sisters. I'm going to check something. 6 on here. Make sure I had this right. I that won't work. Okay, I'll get back to it. Okay, let's move on, brothers and sisters. Oh, hold on. Let me check this. Hmm. I don't know why I can't find that. Anyway, let's move on. Yes. All kinds of system problems, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's remind everyone, abomination and desolation, brothers and sisters, is happening right before your eyes. It's easy to see that's what's going on over there. And this is one of the things that is bringing about their destruction, because they have to deny the reality is right in front of their eyes. How you going to do that? You're driving down a highway, right? And you see a brick wall, but you got to deny it's there. And you're going 80 miles an hour. What do you think's going to happen? Right? Because this is telling you, it's telling them, this is telling them right now that false is about to be destroyed. But they can't tell the people that. So they keep on forcing. They're going down this road at 100 miles an hour. We're going to help them and everything because they can't say that. They say that. That'd be political suicide. So they put the blinds on the people and say, oh, they know they're going to run to a brick wall. They know they're going to run to a brick wall. This guy better close your eyes, don't worry about it. See, they can tell, that's a brick. Oh, there ain't a brick wall there. Don't even want, it says a wall there at all. They don't want you to see it. Just put blinds on them. Because they see it, say, hey, man, hold it, wait a minute. Let's slow down here, man. Is that wall down there? So the people don't even have an idea there's a wall down there. So once that came up, right, they would blind everybody's eyes and step on the gas. See? That's why they don't talk about it. They put blinds on everybody's eyes, step on the gas, man. Don't worry about it. I can see, I'll tell you if we get in trouble. That's what the politicians tell you. And it's clear that's abomination, desolation. It's so perfectly clear. That's what they, the only sign to be given this generation, sign of Jonah. They wouldn't see the sign. You put that together. The only sign given is wicked generation. That way they wouldn't see the sign because the people is blinded to the sign. We're so clear. Close your eyes. It's something else, whatever. Don't think. See, you read the backstory. The only sign, that means they won't be given this sign because why? It's clear, but I can't see it. Because if they see it, then put the foot on the brakes. If they did that, they would stop moving forward. So it's either crash or die. Either way, you die. Because they got to keep America moving forward. Because if they told me about legislation, they put the brakes on everything. They put the brakes on everything. They have to stop. Oh, wait, hold it. If that's the boundary that's there, they start questioning things. Oh, wait a minute. That means they're not the real Jews. Then you can read in the Bible. Oh, Jesus said it wasn't. See what happened with the residents here? The residents? Because they say, hey, that's the boundary. Oh, that's not. Then what does that mean? That means then we should be backing them. That means they'd be collapsed overnight if America wasn't backing them. American people wasn't backing them. If they're not the who is. Those people right there that we've been present. That means God's going to curse. God's cursing us. God, we've been cursing these people through Abraham. Fear is about to grip this country like you mad. That's why they can't give us that clear sign. Only sign given this wicked generation, sign Jonah, they would not be given a sign because they've been blinded to it. It's not for them to see. That's why it says it won't be given to them because it's hidden from them. Because that's a clear sign. If they see that sign right there, things would change immediately. Because first of all, they would stop helping false Israel. And then they say, what's the consequence of that? Oh, we lose power in the Middle East now. So Iran's the powerhouse. That means we're going to have economic disaster because we've been treating them so bad and sanctioning them, they're going to cut the oil off. So what choice we have? If we depend on false Israel, we have an economic collapse over there. If we stick with them, we're being cursed by God, and because they're liars, they're not. So we can't, right? That means we have to question our religion. Question all these. So with preachers, oh man, Jesus coming, they're the chosen people, and now, they was lying. You see, the whole reality just comes down over their head. That's why they can't say that. So the politicians go overnight, even the media and everything, overnight. They can't, when it's so obvious. So they got to figure out what to do. Right? So they got to keep this reality. They say, well, the best way to do keep the reality going. Maybe we can stop this prophecy. Right? So we got a choice. We got to stick with them and make sure they're not defeated. Right? And destroy. In case we fail, the backup plan is to get rid of other people. That's going to destroy us because it says they're the true seed of Abraham, and they commanded to do unto you as you did. They commanded by God. As they was commanded to submit to you, now they commanded to destroy you. What would you do? You think these people ain't thinking these things through? They may not be as smart as you think they are, but they're smart enough to figure this stuff out. I mean, don't take much intelligence to figure that one out. Because they say that's why they're not sending abomination desolation. Because what's the impact? What's the logic of it? What's the impact of that? See, it's horrible. That's why it's mind blowing. Just to submit that's the abomination desolation. That itself would destroy this whole reality. That right there. It's our questioning theory, right? But then the point is that they tell you there's no. You put blinds on and there's a brick wall, but you can't see it. You're going on, right? But sooner or later, man, right? You start getting close to that wall, and maybe you'll see any travel. Other people stopped, or maybe start getting echo or vibration, something like there. And then great fear comes over you. Then, see, and then you snatch the blinds off, and you see you 50 yards from you 100 yards from that wall. And you're going 100 miles an hour and you can't brake fast enough. And so now fear comes over you. You see the accident, they see they lost control. Great fear comes over you. So the point is, when they see false Israel, they're going to do everything to keep false Israel up. That's keep that life going. But when they see that they can't keep it going, and then the game is up, great fear is going to come on these people. Supermatic fear that you can't imagine. Great fear is going to come on them. Because all the things I just said is going to hit them like that. That's not for all. Who they? Religion. Economy is gone. Food is gone. Jesus is gone. Oh, Jesus is gone. Jesus is gone. My faith, my hope in Jesus is gone. Right? And I'm going to hell because we've been worshiping Satan. Brother. You better think. Let me move on, brothers and sisters. I'm not a good communicator. I don't think. I'm just trying to communicate to you, brothers, the mental stage they're about to go through. Great fear is about to. That's what their hearts be filled with fear and anticipation. I can't get over to it fast enough. If they're going to be suffering that in anticipation, what they're going to do when it actually happens. Now, we're going to talk a little sequence here about Michael's angels and that kind of stuff, right? I want to talk about a couple of things first, right? Well, let me emphasize something. I'm talking about quantum, right? So resonance is not a flow. Resonance is quantum. Tap is quantum. Tap. A flow is. See? When you dam a river, you turn the river into from flow into a quantum, because now you building all that up. Time, you build up, and then you're gonna release it. Boom, then it. See. So I'm trying to get you understand a quantum in the sense that you can relate to it in your life. Because you used to saying, oh no, instant gratification. I want everything right now. And so this world's trying to give you. You want something you can call Uber, call Dash, or whatever things, right? Call Amazon. Instant gratification. You don't want to wait for anything. And they got you trained that way. See? And you don't understand the concept of resonance. understand that concept. And that's what Suleiman would have to do. Resonance. 30 years of resonance, right? See? And that's what it takes to finally build up enough pressure to force our people together. See, you're not been taught resonance. Most of you don't even know what resonance is. Never heard the term. Instant gratification. I want it now. I want it now. How the song go? That's what demons are teaching you. That's what preachers are teaching everybody. Have it now. And so if you have it now, how much you got? What you got? You got a lot of nothing, don't you? It's like having, I want my flowers now. So now you got all these, you got millions of daffodils because you got them, right? And then fall come, they all dead. But you said, I'm gonna cultivate me a tree. Look at me, he ain't got nothing, man. He been messed with that thing for 10 years. And look at me, man, I got all these daffodils, I got lilacs, everything, right? They die, fall, right? And then all of a sudden that tree grows, and oh man, it bears fruit. Oh, look what he got. But look what he had to put in to get it. See, and look what we had to do to get the paradise that we promised, Holocaust. But it's a kingdom's gonna last forever. And other nations, they said, oh man, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. The jinn said, we ain't doing none of that. You look at the jinn over there. They come over first, they don't have nothing to do with you. They're driving Benz and come and get mansions and everything else from your land, and all that's under your land, that's yours. And they come over here, they so big, they think they're big, they probably got money, throwing money around. They don't have nothing to do with you. Nothing, zero. I don't care if your name was Quran. See? And you had angels dancing around you. And you was floating on a prayer rug. Right? With prayer beads all around your neck. They don't have a damn thing to do with you. I see them all the time. And they were devils that's Christian. And they find their house and they go with them. They be partying with everything else. But it had nothing to do with you. But Pharaoh can't tell you, man, you got to be with them. You got to kiss their ass, man. You got to go in and pray with them and have your head under their ass and everything else. It don't have nothing to do with you. That's them. See, what's going on over there right now? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, brothers and sisters. What you see unfolding is consequence. See? Let me say it in the simplest way, right? The devil, they done something to everybody, right? So everybody's, now it's backfires. Everybody's taking them down. Right? But everybody else done something else to everybody else too. So that's got to be taken care of. Everything has to be reversed. And everybody done something to us. So in the end, we got to get rid of all of them. So that's what you see unfolding. You see in the Palestinian and synagogue Satan at it, right? They're trying to get their land back, but they suffering what? Because they took their land from us. They ain't taking rape from us, not them. Those are the ones that took our second home. We was living in Africa, which is called Africa now. We were living in Northwest Africa, where they call Morocco and those places. That's where we was living at. That's where devils came and got us. You know, they didn't get anybody from Ethiopia, anybody from Somalia, because that was the other side of it. They got the people that's closest. That's on the coast of on the east coast of the Atlantic Ocean, and the close to Europe, which is what? Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, and that area. We was mostly around Morocco. That's why they call us Moors, Morocco. That's the name they have. In some of these movies, that's what they call blacks Moors. I think that's an African word. That's a Spanish word for black. I believe so. Because it was the Spanish that first started it. That's another story I can go into another time, brothers and sisters. See? So they used them, because if you watch that the first Bruce program, you see the Arab scouts and everything was leading the devils in to get us, show them where to go. Because they were familiar with the lands that was living down there. And then once they took the land for themselves. They're not from Morocco. They're not from Algiers. Those are African countries. Well, actually, Asia, Arabia is too, right? When you understand it, all that's part of the same continent. But it was lit up in Arabia. And that's not theirs either, because their actual homeland is India. Ishmael's actual homeland is India, because his mother was Indian. His mother was Indian. Abraham, his mother, Abraham took his handmaiden, which was an Indian, right? That's why God blessed the one with Sarah, which was Isaac, because he says, no, that's the one we're blessed. But Ishmael was the oldest. His mother was Indian. And so his proper home, right, is up in that area. But they ran us out of there, right? And we allowed it to happen, right? And we moved into what you call Africa nowadays. It was on the northwest coast. See? So we're gonna take that back. But when they took in when they was living there, and then they said they ain't good enough, because remember they jealous. They fear, remember the whole story about Joseph. When Joseph revealed to them that he was going to be the one that's going to rule over them, they said, hell, we could get rid of Joseph. And that's us. That's the story of us. They threw us into slavery. They betrayed us. And Esau betrayed us too, because we were living in Esau's land, what you call Africa. That was Esau. He had control of that land. We had control of what you call Arabia. And then we moved, was forced in. That's what the book of Daniel tell you. That story about Belshazzar and Belteshazzar. I'm not going into that detail here, brothers and sisters. See, I mean, I could be talking about hours on, or each point I talk about, there's a lot to talk about there. Let's talk about something else. Now, the Bible, the sealed Bible, required faith. Why? Because you didn't know what it means. And so a lot of people took it literally. They said, okay, I don't know what this means. It says this here. They said it happened in the past, whatever. You could connect the dots in there. So they said, no faith. So it's all about faith. Even us, when they forced on us. And I need to clarify another thing that brother said. Brother, he's talking about, I can understand where he's coming from. Right? He says, well, we downloaded Christianity and everything, but the point is, he missed the point that it was easy to do all that stuff because we have no knowledge of anything, because that's 64 year period where they took us away from our parents and everything else. We had no knowledge of anything. It was totally blank. Memory wipe, totally. All we knew is what they told us. This is why Willie Lynch came along. See? He just told them how to control. But the process started, the Negro butt process started, right, in that 64-year period. So you was raised by them and you was told you was an animal. See, you're black, just like gorilla. You had to accept whatever they told you. You couldn't resist because that's, and you couldn't think because they never gave you the ability to think. You need words to think. You need language to think. And so in other words, you can control how much a person, by the amount of language you allow them to have. Did you ever think about that? And look at our people, how much language they got. Hey, dog. Hey, biatch. They think, oh, it's cool. Their language is about 5, maybe 50, 60, 70 words. You see some of these movies, man, all they say is F. I told my wife who's watching the movie, I said, man, they all they got to do is just say, I don't know why they waste time writing the script. All they got to do is say F, 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 F. That's all they were saying the whole damn movie. People's vocabulary is limited to about 5, maybe 50. I think what it says in the lesson about 500 characters. That means you limit them. Your thoughts limit to that. They don't know about science. They don't think about mathematics. Even the people that's claiming angel, they don't know either. I know how much they know because I know the limits of their knowledge, the limits of their vocabulary. If they don't know mathematics, that means they don't know Islam, do they? So you can't tell them no Islam, they don't know mathematics. Islam is mathematics. See? So you can tell by the first vocabulary right? How much they know. How deep they think. Because you need words to think. And if you got very limited vocabulary, that means your thinking ability is very limited. Very limited. I understood that when at an early age. I read everything. I just built my vocabulary. I wanted to read. I didn't know what it meant, but I said, I'm going to read everything. I'm going to find, oh. And then by you reading things, you say, okay, what does this mean? How it's impacting? Your brain, your mind start expanding. That's before you get to the angel. But the point is that, so, that 64-year period, they wiped everything. You had no vocabulary. And most of the time, while you was in the fields, your vocabulary was limited to what the devils wanted you, limited to how much, pick that cotton. Yes, sir, master. No, sir, master. Can I master? It was limited. So you couldn't, well, how could you think? You didn't know north from south. You didn't know how to add. You didn't know how to subtract. You didn't do anything. So they had you totally controlled. See? Mentally. So what Lynch came along with and just told you, well, you know, have total control, have total control and have it self-sustaining. So your parents will do it to you. Because your parents, how could, they can't pass more information to you than they have themselves, can they? All they know is about Jesus. They're going to tell you, okay, Jesus. They don't know anything about anything else. They know about my law. You know, when I was read and I was studying everything, right? I didn't know anything about no Quran or Allah, or I didn't know anything about the so-called civil rights movement. And this was 60s when I went to the military. I would never went. I didn't know about Elijah Muhammad. I didn't know about Malcolm X because it wasn't in the news. It wasn't published. And plus, at that age, well, I was, 15, 16, 17 years old? We don't watch no TV. We was hanging out. Okay? So only information we got was hanging out. Girls. I got a little more because I used to go to the library all the time. But the point is, I didn't go to the library. How do you know what to look for? I just grab a book and I found out about genetics. I said, nobody told me about genetics. I have to run across the book of genetics. Let me look at that. So I understood about genetics at an early age. I didn't know anything about no genetics. You see? And so the concept of demon, even though I didn't call it a demon, occurred to me because I said, wait a minute, genes, chromosomes, But that was me. And even then, with all of that, I went in the military. I found out about all that stuff after I was in the military. About Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, all this stuff. And my father had taken me to a temple. He took me to a temple when I was about 12 years old. And he was processing it. I didn't know it. I found out after he passed, and my aunt told me when he found out when I came back from the military. Because he didn't tell us. He just took me there. And I didn't know what he was doing. Those days you ain't telling the children nothing. Tell them anything. So I was totally ignorant to that part of it. Maybe it's a good thing because I would never win the military if I had any inkling about that kind of stuff. Because I was always militant. I'm in the military. Because when I was in the military, people used to ask me, "Are you a Muslim?" I didn't know what a Muslim was. I never had no idea what a Muslim was. They kept asking me, "Are you a Muslim?" So I was militant then and didn't know that's what militant was being. I was just being me. It occurred to me when I was a youngster, I says, well, if I'm in this world, I used to think things like that, but if I'm in this world, right, I might as well be me. What about, find out who I am? And so I never followed everybody's example. I never followed the crowd. I never did that kind of stuff, street talk. I never did any of that stuff. So people thought I was kind of weird, right? But they've been a mess because I got thumped. But the point is that I just, so. But I hope you understand what I'm getting at, brothers and sisters. Right? So, because I'll give one example, right? They sent me to Vietnam because they had to get rid of me. Because when James Brown came out with that song, Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Man, that registered with me. I went and bought me the biggest record player I could find. And I was in a big old building. They had big called billets, right? I think they cost what they. And I was only black up in there. And he has big rooms, right? And there are 10 people in the room in a beds and all that kind of stuff, like almost like you see in a prison somewhere, right? And I play that thing, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And all the black folks that used to, they wouldn't come around because they was ashamed of I was doing that kind of stuff. And the white folks, they didn't like me doing that. I don't know that. I didn't realize it was scaring them. So next thing I know, they said my black ass in Vietnam got me the hell out of there. But anyway, Bob says what I want to get at is that I was talking about how the brother was talking about how, we was living, he I understand where he was coming from, but they wiped his minds clean for that 64-year period. So they controlled what information came in. And that information is still being controlled to this day. It's still controlled to this day. See, they can tell you about the Holocaust. They ain't talking about no Holocaust, are they? And you gonna tell me the Holocaust? The Holocaust is worse than the Holocaust? You know what I'm talking about? It's a theory. They cover it up. They tell you all this other stuff. And they want teaching in the schools. They don't want you to really know the real history. See? Anybody come to tell you to, they end up not around anymore. God damn, they come after me. See, you don't see me afraid. I'm selling them. See, that's another story. Anyway, let me move on, brothers and sisters. But again, right? You have to start thinking mathematically. And like I was saying, the Seal Bible, right? You was not taught to think. You weren't taught to think at all. You was just taught to obey. Faith. It's God's word, faith. See? That's what faith. That's what Farrakhan told last week. Faith, faith, faith. First Farrakhan said, oh, don't think. Faith. See, faith doesn't require you to think. So if you ain't thinking, the best thing is faith. See, because during the Holocaust, that's all we had was faith. That's all we had was faith. Because we had no ability to think. So it keeps telling you faith, faith, faith. Just obey the scripture. And we was told, hey, that's all the scripture we knew about. So the only thing we knew about was God, the God that told us about. And then God told us we were supposed to be servants and slaves. And we couldn't read the Bible ourselves anyway. And the preachers, they was told what to say. Yes, I was told. Our ability to think was totally controlled. And now you see it extended right now because you got our parents out there, their brain's still frozen. And if you step outside of that, then something wrong with you. That's why it says in the wilderness, it was 40 years in the wilderness to get rid of those people. Because their brain was so locked down that you couldn't, like clay. If you let soil get hard, then you can't do it with it anymore. Their brains turned into, it's not malleable anymore, right? It was hard. And so you couldn't do it with those people. That's why it says for 40 years they was putting in the wilderness to get rid of them people because their mind was just locked. And you can't tell them anything. They want to hear it. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Faith, faith, faith. Just don't do it. You see? And you got a lot of those in the Nation of Islam like that because Elijah Muhammad had started manipulating, molding it. And Farrakhan took the moisture out of his heart and just had faith in Farrakhan. Just hang on to him. We know the demon's going to do it, but then you got a lot of black folks doing it too. And we can't do anything with them. They won't make it to the Holocaust. They won't make it to the tribulation. Tribulation is to burn all that stuff out off. Give it all of it. But you understand, brothers and sisters? So, and right now, getting back to the sealed Bible again, the Bible's all about faith. Faith, that's my subject. Faith, faith, faith. Because you can't, there's no add subtraction there. And then that's what the intel's about. Intel's about knowledge and wisdom. Because now you got to think. You got to hold. It tells you. You got a key. You got to think. You got to put it together. And our people don't want to do that because they used to not thinking, and other people think for them. Just like you're blind. Just put your hand on somebody's shoulder and just follow wherever they're going. You don't know if they're blind or not. That's what's going on with Farrakhan. They blind. He's blind, but he's telling them, I can see. Teaching Elijah Muhammad's teachings. Well, if they don't know Elijah Muhammad's teachings, how do they know that he's lying or not? Because they don't know. And he doesn't require them to think. He just, if you don't believe that, go to his study groups. When you go in there, because I've been to them, what they do is they set you down in a circle and they give you a script of what Farrakhan has said. And you're supposed to read it. And then they give the next person, they read it. It's indoctrination. And the next person read it. It's not required. They just listen, remember, and believe in what he's telling you there. Because if you start thinking, Farrakhan will be dead. If you start thinking, nobody over this thinking, no one. If you start thinking, Farrakhan is immediately dead. Immediately. It requires faith to be with him. Because everything, once you start thinking, everything tells you, it shouts out, dummy, it's like, it's an avalanche. In a way, well, he could be who he claims to be. He says, Paul's the devil, bam, right? Case one. Right? Number two, it says Aaron was the one to mislead the people and Elijah's absence. Case two, right? See? Right? That means he couldn't, if he saw the devil, he had to be a devil himself. That means a demon. Page 3, right? Page 4, it says that abomination, the son of perdition was sent Elijah, see, for 42 years deceiving the people. No matter how you come at it, that guy is shit. But if you lost your sense of smell, how would you know? Your sense of taste, right? Somebody tell, hey man, that's honey. Oh, I can't taste it. But he says, honey, that's good. It must be good. If you think, if no one is thinking, and now the angel, of course, you start thinking. So now, when they come in contact with the angel and those brains is not frozen, they start thinking, they see him right away. That's what said they're going to cast him down in a minute. Because some people are starting to wake. Because as soon as they open your eye a little bit, you see him. You have to open your eyes full, just get a peek. Oh. Remember, if you're blind, you think everybody's blind, right? But if you just get a little peep, that's enough. That guy's blind too. So you got this little peek. And that's about to happen there. Now see, the angels, my people's not lost because of lack of faith. They're lost because of lack of knowledge. Because the angel puts you in a zone of knowledge and wisdom. Because you got to think. You got to figure this out. No other book does that. No other prophet and messenger came along and did that for you. They didn't do it for the Quran. Well, you can't go in the Quran and say, okay, let's logically figure this out. You can't do it. You just have to accept it. Okay? The Quran itself tells you that. It says only people that firm in the rule of knowledge can even understand any of the parables. But in the angel, you got a key, and you got the way it works, and plus you got somebody explain it to you. You got a personal trainer, if you want to call it that, right? And you can figure everything out there, because that's what I had to do. It's not based on faith. I had to figure it out. 30 years of studying and figuring out. It's all logical. It's all mathematical. And getting to that mathematical point, I'm going to close out in a minute, brothers and sisters. See, this is where I'm really get to a crucial point here. Right? See, I keep telling you, Scripture is mathematics. It's all mathematics. Scripture is all mathematics. And when you understand the mathematics of it, then you got it. See? Because it's telling you, it's like workout equipment, right? You want to get strong, but you got to use the equipment to do it. Then once you get the strength, then you don't need equipment anymore. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but the point is that I've got to show you just the math behind it. And so one thing you can figure out if you think, right? There's no mystery God. The way that should be the first thing you get if you're thinking, because it's telling you it's mathematics that's driving this thing. Because I say this logic, right? This action is causing this reaction. This reaction is the action itself. It's causing this reaction. That's the logic of it. And you can say, oh, well, this is, I can tell you, I said, well, see, this, if the war, the Iran, Shia is victorious in the Middle East, what's the logic of it? Like me, there'll be failure. And that's what the Quran is exactly saying. I mean, not the Quran, but the angel is actually saying these things. You know, what happened if phosphorus goes down? And they found that they had to kill you. That's exactly what, see, it's a logic to it. You don't see it in the Quran. Because you got to have faith. But here, you get the logic. You can say, okay, what's this? This. You got a key. Show how it works. So it forces you to start thinking logically, which is thinking mathematically. And then eventually you can change the prose or the language into pure mathematics. Because I see the angel from pure, I keep showing you lately, I keep showing you the math behind it. Because I see it totally mathematically. I'm still telling you in prose, you know, this verse, that kind of stuff. And I keep giving you hints to show you, but it's all mathematics. I see it totally mathematically. I don't need the angel to see what's happening. I need angel right to give me like details like names and stuff like that there. But the actions and the reactions, I don't need the angel for that anymore. I can see it clearly because it's all mathematical. That means ain't no God driving it. If God driving it, then it wouldn't make any sense. It would just he was doing. It would be any logic to it. Just be whatever he's doing. But this is showing you math is driving it. That means there's no mystery God doing this. Now I said, well, it's true he's causing these things to happen. I always talk about quality and quantity. We control the quality. We can't control it. Like I said, we can control that I guess I'm getting senile, right? The fulcrum. Boy. You can't control that fulcrum. That fulcrum is moving. We can't control it. We control the quality of it. See, we knew it was going to go into deprivation, but so well, how are we going to deal with it? We know it's going to turn it out into 5, but how do we want to do it? We want to do a 2 plus 3. We want to do 1 plus 4. We want to do a 6 plus minus 1. So we control the quality of it, but we can't change the quantity of it. We can't change the direction of it. We can't change, right? But we can change the quality of it. So we said, okay, when it happens, what we're going to do, we're going to submit to it. And as a positive submit, because all that pressure, right? That pressure of submission will cause us to reform, because we know anything under pressure causes it to reform, to transform. So we use that, right? To transform us to God. It's going to be painful, right? That gets back into quantum again. It's going to be painful. We're going to suffer for 40 years, but look what we're going to get out of it. I said, man, we ain't going to go through that. We ain't going to do no quantum. We're going to do fluid, man. We're going to do it as it comes. How's that working out? See? So yeah, they got nice. Look at Sunnis over there. Oh man, they rich. I guess I had a neighbor. He was from Mecca, right? And he was over here because his wife is going to school because they get food. They fully pay for it. I mean, they don't have to do anything. Everything's paid for them over there. She's over here going to school, and said when he left, right, he sent me some pictures back at his house. And he was one of the poor guys. He was like on a lower scale. His toilet was made of gold. See, so they ain't into no quantum. They ain't fluid. Hey man, I'm getting stuff right now. That's what that inches I'm getting right. But see, how long it's gonna last? They ain't no gods. They don't barely angels anymore. See, and now the winter's coming, and all that shit gonna be blown away. See? But we trees, we can survive the winter, we can survive the summer, for all of it, forever. Trees last some. See, you understand? That's the quantum. Patience. Not the fluid, just instant gratification. Because look how they good. I mean, envious of them, man. They got nice mansions. They drive around Benz and all that, man. They got plenty of money. They don't have nothing to do with you, though. See? Wealthy. Some of the wealthiest men in the world. From out here. See? But we said, no, we're going to do the quantum thing. We're going to sacrifice. We're going to give all of that. See? And now it's time to get our reward. See? And now we're going to get the knowledge and wisdom, not faith. See, they still got faith over there. Especially as soon as that's all about faith. They have no knowledge, no wisdom, they have none. It's all about faith, what the Quran says. They don't even know what it says, but they have faith, what the Quran says. And they don't know what it says. Because it tells you, you have to, only people have firmly rooted knowledge. No, they don't have firmly rooted knowledge. They're not firmly rooted knowledge. And I can tell them what the Quran says. I can tell them everything about what the Quran says. They can tell you what the golden calf is. I can tell you exactly what it is. I study the Quran left and right, and there's nothing in the Quran that can really identify what the golden calf is. I looked at it and said, well, it's this, it's that, and everything, but you would never come up with it really what it is. And it'll tell you right away what the golden calf is. It tells you what everything is, who everybody is, who Lucifer is. Let me say it again. Who Lucifer is. Do you know who Lucifer is? No. You think Lucifer's the devil. Sometimes it's called the devil. Do you know Lucifer? Do you know who Satan is? Do you know? Do you know who Dajjal is? Do you know who Gog and Magog is? You don't know shit. Because the angel reveals all of that. All of it. Not only who everybody is, but their intentions, where they come from, where they're going. Because it's the fulcrum for this time. I keep telling you, the fulcrum is the scripture for this time. But it'd be useless after we get back home. Because there won't be any devils to deal with. Well, there'll be devils, but they won't be devils really, will they? I'm gonna hit on that for a second, brothers and sisters. See, you never see this, and you never heard this before. But if you look at logic mathematically, then you see it. Because they be carried captives all the nations. So they carry captive all the nations, and we doing them as they did to us, right? And they kept captive all the nations, and they serve us. Then why would we suffer the consequence of that? Why would we suffer the consequence of that? I mean, we treat them like we want to treat them. They have no control. We have total control of them. I mean, they're going to be the new robots, the biological robots. They have more control over them than they had over us. Total control, total. They will have no independence, no land, nothing. They'll be totally our service, totally, forever. So why wouldn't there be a consequence for that? You see? Because I explained to you that you understand the math. This gets into deep mathematics. Because everything their parents got, they stole. Remember, they said everybody was animals. They stole everything. Even because you classify us as animals, that don't mean that we were. But by you classify, we became rich. But there was a consequence for that. And by us submitting, then the consequence was dammed up for 5 years. Now it's about to break. It's about to blow your ass away. But the point is, everything you got was stolen. So everything you produce is stolen property. The food you ate was stolen. The clothes you wear is stolen. The land you live on is stolen. Right? So that means, how do you produce children? You produce from the food and everything that you eat, the atmosphere and everything else that you stole. That means your child is stolen property. That means it belongs to people that you stole this stuff from. That means they don't own themselves. So in other words, you can't be consequence for doing whatever you want to do with your own damn property, can you? Can you suffer consequence for doing whatever you want to do with your own property? That's why I said they'll be our property. They will have no rights to their own nothing because they stole material. So they'll be our slaves forever, total. And that's why the Bible tells me we have hell, we kindle hell. So if they even think a negative thought, we can show them, hey, okay. Because we'll be able to tune in at that time. They won't be tuning us, but we'll be able to read that. But anyway, just show them. There'll be total submission, total submission, total submission, absolute submission to us. See, that's the math. Do you see that math? You understand that math? Farrakhan didn't know that math. Well, he wouldn't know it. He's a demon. We don't want him. But if he survived, he would be one of our servants. We don't want him. He's a demon. See? But that's what happens. So there's no consequences. It was consequence for them what they did to us. We wasn't their property. They just said it. But they are our property. That's why they're losing power right now. So they be powerless. So they be our property. And so no more consequence of like having a dog or cat or whatever, no consequence whatsoever. In fact, more consequence from beating a dog or a cat than them. None. See? You have to study mathematics to understand this stuff. I said, that's why you're going to get your mathematics get better and better and better and better and better. You start understanding these things. See? So I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. I think I'll leave it there. That's why I want to talk about faith. See? So the angel, if you still about faith, then you're not an angel. I say you be careful about calling yourself an angel warrior because it's about mathematics. Angels teach you mathematics, start thinking. The Bible didn't do that. It was about faith. About just believing. That's God's word, just believe it. It's not about faith anymore. Right? If faith will not get you through tribulation. They had to do something. Wash their robes in the blood of the Lamb. What is that? They had to do something. Had to get spirit. Spirit doesn't require faith. Spirit needs knowledge and wisdom. And they didn't have any under Elijah. So they came together, but they had no spirit. So he baptized you with spirit and with fire. So you got, the angel requires you to start thinking, figuring this out. And so far, I don't see any evidence of that. That's what you're going to have to do. See, get you to start thinking. Because right now, you're not thinking. Like I said, I know you're not thinking. Well, I can just tell by the vocabulary. Because your thoughts are limited to your vocabulary. You have no vocabulary, you have no thoughts. So I can tell how deep you're thinking by your vocabulary. The words you use, how you use them. Like, most of you never heard of quantum before I say anything about it. Holocaust and everything about it. Negro bus and everything about it. And I'm not just making those names up, but that's exactly what Negro bus are. They were the first robots. Biological robots. I'm just throw these things out there. I mean, I do throw a few things out, right? But that wasn't one of them. And 90% of what you're getting from the angel, most of you never heard of it before, ever. Angel deprivation, never heard of it before. Even the things in the Bible, mention the cup, you know what that was. You never heard of angel either. Did you know anything about that stuff? Antichrist, you understand the math behind that. You understand the Antichrist, why they call Antichrist to begin with. See? Take thinking. Now you got these things start adding to get add subtracting. And you're not doing the add subtracting. What you're doing is memorizing. You got to start add subtracting. That's what the angel's for, to get you to start thinking mathematically. Because now you can do that. You couldn't do it with the Seal Bible. You can't do it with the angel. Because you got the key. Key. And it's sure how the key works. And then you say, okay, follow the key. Oh, wow. That's what that says. And then you take that key and open up the scripture. Oh, yeah, that's what they're talking about here. Because sure, Exodus is connected with, and that's connected with Daniel. And put all these scriptures, how they fall in line once you understand what you see, oh, now that's what they mean there. And then connected with Genesis, same story again, but it gives you more details. See? As HD. And so that's why you see clearer and clearer and clearer. So anyway, brothers and sisters, we get August almost over, and I still hold on. I think this war's they're actually going to break out before the end of this month. And we've got 2 more days, today and tomorrow. Right? It could happen in September, but I still holding out. See, and I can't say that's up to math. I wish my math's a little better, but even if my math was better, I mean, I can't tell that man what to do. He's the one who holds the key. He's the one who's got to kick off the apocalypse, not me. I'm setting things up, but he's the one who got to trigger it. I can't tell. I can't tell him what to do. I haven't communicated with him. And he sees everything from a different vantage point anyway. But when he does it, like it says, he will do it in right time, on time. I still think it's going to happen in the next couple of days, right? If it doesn't happen in the next couple of days, then it's got to be September. But I still think in the next between day and tomorrow. Okay? Let me close out, bro. Is it a coincidence? I've been talking about it for 30 years. Some people around for the last 4 or 5 years, right? I've been talking about this back then. And now, look at the situation. It's all set up. It was nothing like this 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Now everything's set in place exactly like I said. The players, everything. The only difference is that when they're going to shoot, when they go to race, when they shoot that gun, that's the only difference. Everybody's set, ready to go. All the runners are there. Right time, everything's set up. That's all they're waiting for. That's all everything they're waiting for. I'm saying it's going to happen within the next day or two. But right now, it's getting so hot. It's hard to say. Man, damn, it's so hot, man. Man, that water's been hot. All that heat on that water, damn, it should be boiling by now. Because you say, how much hot can it get before it explode? How much hotter can it get before it explode? Because it's hot over there now. I mean, it's super hot. And it's not going to cool down. They can tell all that crap they want to, just like JCPOA didn't cool down. This ain't gonna cool down either. Now if they say it calm down, then you can say instantly it's gonna blow up right after because it's not going to, because you understand how the fulcrum works, how the nature, it's not gonna calm down. It's getting hotter, hotter. So at what time, how much heat can they take before it blows? That's where we are, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna leave it there. Quantum. You want instant gratification? Go for it. Well, I was going to talk about these other things, but I got so involved because I want to talk about this again. I want to talk about this 76-year prophecy because we know if this thing goes past October, then that prophecy is wrong. That means all bets are off. And I don't believe that because everything's been perfectly right up until now. So I got some more things I'm going to talk about here, brothers and sisters, but I think that's enough for today. So far, I got my, my computer going. I'm looking at it, right? And I look good. It didn't buffer or nothing, so I guess they didn't get me today. I'm monitoring my broadcast while I'm doing it. I can't monitor the sound. So I don't know if the sound is good, but it's not buffering anything. So nobody has to call me. They can call me and say the sound is bad, but as far as slowing down anything like that there, I can see that. I was going to cover all this stuff to go again, but I may have a phase 2 later on today or tomorrow. I'm thinking about starting to do 2 presentations a day, but I don't know. Because believe me, it took me like almost 2 hours just to set this up today. All kinds of problems, system problems, and systems kept hanging up, and you wouldn't believe all the things I'm experiencing. Like I said, resistance means growth. I expect to have much more resistance. But that damn brace, brother and sister, that's payday. Well, that's payday for me. You still got another work effort. Hold on. What's that damn breaks, brother and sister? That's payday for me. 30 years. Payday. But it should be payday for you. But it's not. Because you didn't respond to Elijah like you should have. So now you gotta go to tribulation. So then you'll get your payday. But you will get your payday. You finish, you do the works. You'll get a great payday, brothers and sisters. Right? But my payday, when I said my payday comes, right? Because I get rid of my main, two of my main enemies, Antichrist and the other Antichrist and demon, Farrakhan. Both of them go down at the same time. Right? See? And I get my first group of people home. So my payday starts when that war, right? That's when the Son of Man is revealed. Great power and great glory. 30-some years. Right? But then you got to go to the tribulation, and then your payday comes. Right? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there. Future news, out.